Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of
Cinema Suds
with your host Bryce
Carson.
All right, guys. We haven't seen you in a while.
Or heard you.
Hasn't
or read
been,
about you.
Yeah, much that we've watched that's been really good, but we did see something that I believe is an A+ film.
Yes, an A+ film that was not shot in the English language film.
Yeah, which a lot of great movies aren't. That movie Parasite, like we were talking about.
Still have not seen that.
Great movie. Yeah.
Heard great things.
Can't really go to the movies.
You could.
Yeah, we could, but
That's not a bad idea for when you get really bored. See what happens.
yeah.
You try to go visit an AMC.
Yeah, amongst the quarantine. So
And if I was going to do it, I would do it naked, too.
oh god.
Man gets arrested at empty AMC theater.
Screaming that he has COVID-19.
Yeah.
So we're doing Modelitos.
Modelito. Bing bango.
So let's give this a little.
A Modelito. You didn't know that you bought a Modelito until the Modelito let you know that you bought it.
Yeah, I thought I was just buying Modelos, but
it was a... Oh, fuck. I got all over it. All right, well. Oh, wait, it's in there. It's right. It's cocked and loaded.
yeah, I didn't do
Wait,
mine.
it's almost rock cocked. It's not pulling back. All right, before we... Fuck off.
Something's wrong with mine.
Mine is stuck.
I'll tell you what's wrong with my thing, though.
I think it's all the paper. You know, when the Modelos have the aluminum foil type stuff at the top of them, I'm wondering if that's what's getting stuck in this.
It sure does seem like it.
Yeah, I don't even know. So we had some music come on. All right. That was a lot in my ears.
That was loud.
Oh, it's not coming out. You don't have your knife with you, do you?
I just pulled my thing forward a little bit.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. I do have my knife on me.
Are you going to take the little wrapper off?
Nah.
Because that's. Oh wait, yours didn't go very far. That
Sure
time.
didn't.
All right, I'm gonna try to get it.
You do it, man. Shoot it at this little one right here.
Which one? This camera?
Yeah, shoot it at that one.
It's a GoPro, so you'd think it has some durability.
Yeah,
but I definitely am not gonna hit it.
The foil did fuck you. It did.
There it goes. And there it is.
There it is, guys.
Okay. The pour on the Modelito. We're going to clink it and sink it here in a minute.
Just the whole thing.
It's pretty hot. I really like hearing yours. Yours is picking it up a little better than mine.
Sounds really good.
Yeah, that was a good job by you.
Yeah.
And are you gonna do the honors and cut us some limes for this?
Fabulous.
Now, the lime that we have on this table is indicative of maybe the last thing that you would see maybe on floor 60. When do you think, on what floor would you eat? Okay, so the platform.
On what floor do I eat a lime?
Yeah.
I mean, when it's, I guess the only thing left. I'm not going to eat a whole lime, I mean, I'm gonna.
Yeah. So some backstory to this.
So this is apparently like a prison.
Of sorts.
Yeah.
And that's the problem that I have with this. Not the problem, just the question that I have, and I haven't done too much reading afterward to figure this out.
Sure.
The platform. It's all shot inside of what you're believed to be some type of prison that is, well, you don't know how deep it is, but it just keeps going, and there's floors and floors and floors, and then there's just a hole between the floors, so you could just look down into the abyss from each floor, and you could look at the cellmates, the floor down from you,
you
maybe
can see
two
them.
floors.
There's just a giant square hole in the center.
Yeah,
just
a square hole. A hole that would be
a holy hole.
A holy hole, yeah.
That's right.
And I think the original version, like we said, is not in English. It's in a different form of Spanish.
There is English subs
Yeah.
and dubs, but I recommend watching it in its original language, which is European Spanish. It's very good.
So it came out on Netflix.
The number 4 when we watched it 2 days ago.
Yeah, and it's in their top. And it's in their top watched, other than Tiger King, which we could do a whole nother one on.
Right.
later. But it's more of a true, what we think about true events. This isn't technically true.
Right, exactly.
But it could be, in the sense of a word.
If you want, we could talk about Tiger King right now, too.
Let's get through this.
All right. We'll do it in this episode, though.
That's a shutdown right there.
No,
let's do that. Let's do that. I'm down.
So, the platform. It kind of reminds me of Cube.
Yeah, and it was like platform 9 3/4,
And you didn't want to end up on a lower floor. So it starts at the top.
Explain to him.
There's like, the greatest chefs ever put together to make this amazing amount of food that goes on this giant square platform.
Old master chef guy that just overlooks everybody.
And he doesn't take shit from anyone.
Nobody.
He's like double Gordon Ramsay in age also. But he doesn't let shit fly. And so they just lay out this huge spread.
And how big would you say maybe it's tall, but how big would you say the platform is that they put this gourmet food thing on?
It's fucking huge. It's
very large. It's got to be at least 10 foot long. Maybe
I'd say 10 by
wide.
10.
10 by 10?
Probably a 10 by 10.
Okay.
Yeah, like a 10 by 10 platform that just goes down the center of these prison cells. It's like a giant
it kind of floats.
Underground like apartment thing.
It floats.
But it's like a prison. It's like it's probably like a 30 by 30 room, and in the center is a 10 by 10 square.
Hole.
And it's just a hole all the way down. You can jump if you want. Some people do.
You can jump.
If you end up on one of the lower floors, because it starts at the top and everybody gets to eat, and then you get to eat for a certain time as it goes down. And if
And I would say maybe they gave it in maybe a minute, a couple of minutes, maybe at the most.
Like 2 or 3 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, if that. And anyway, so logically, once it gets down to a certain floor,
there's no food left.
There's no food left.
Did you get to
everyone ate it?
Right, exactly. You get to floor 85, and people are licking plates clean.
Yeah.
You get to floor 170, there's nothing but empty plates and bowls and shit.
And empty people.
Exactly. And then so basically it's like you get to bring one item with you.
Yes.
And
and so this is where it's going to start getting confusing.
It's pretty gory, this movie,
if we're
too.
just telling it. Oh, yeah. But it's one of those things where they don't really let you know how each one of them got there. They did in the first character, spoilers, that it takes you with one character through the whole movie, and he just wakes up in this place. But he starts to get to know his cellmate, and his cellmate has been there and does reveal to him that he acts. Oh, he threw his TV or threw something out the window and killed somebody.
Right, he was
on accident.
Yeah.
And that's how he got there. But this guy that you follow through the whole movie reveals to this his cellmate that he was there because he wanted to be there.
Right.
So you think it's like a prison, but then you can also voluntarily go there to get. Oh, he said something about getting a diploma or his
you get
diploma,
a very accredited diploma.
Yeah, but even the guy who was there, his first cellmate, was talking about it. Yeah, I want the diploma too.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
It's like you go to the psych ward or you get the diploma by going to this prison and seeing if you can survive.
Yeah, and that's the whole goal. And I think they were there for 12 months.
I think so, yeah.
Or that's what I was made to believe.
And every month you get put on a different floor randomly.
Yes.
They gas you and then you wake up on a different floor.
Yes. And so if you're on the higher floor, you're like, hell yeah, the next 30 days are going to be great. Or, I'm going to live for the next 30 days. Well, they would be great if you're on the top floor.
Right, you're on floor 4. You're on floor 4 and you're just like, oh shit, dude, you get to eat whatever you want. And then, the next time you're on floor 170. And it's just like, oh fuck, dude, I'm never going to get to eat.
Yeah.
So what are you eating then? Whoever's in your cell with you.
Yes. So it kind of turns into a cannibal show.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of cannibal aspects in this.
Yeah.
There's some crazed woman who's looking for a child riding the elevators every day she rides it down.
So it takes you through that. I don't want to bore anybody, but it goes through several characters, all of which are seeming to want to fix this place. Because the goal is that if everybody at the top didn't pig out, then they could divide the food equally and it could make it to the bottom, even though they don't really know how far the bottom is, which is kind of a profound thought.
Right.
Hits blunt. And so they're thinking, oh, well, if there's 250 floors, if we arrange the food in this way and send it down and tell the people below us to make a plate this big, and send it down, then we'd have enough. But most people just stuffed their face because the food was awesome.
Right.
So.
And I mean,
you can go. I mean, there's a couple of warriors that he meets on different floors.
Sure. Yeah.
And he does eat people.
I mean, there's no choice.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. He eats his rotting cellmate for the whole month. He just lays there because his leg's all fucked up because his cellmate cut a huge gash in him. His cellmate brought a knife.
Yeah.
And just
smart. A self-sharpening knife, and he brought the book.
Don Quixote.
Don Quixote.
Which is it's an okay book.
My name is Don. You killed my father.
And like you said, there is some weird Messiah shit in this.
For what aspect?
Just the idea that it's biblical in the sense
for what reason?
Because he's the savior. He's the one that wants to bring the
child.
He wants to find there is a child.
Well,
they say
allegedly.
that there isn't
Allegedly.
a child. Yeah, exactly. And then
depending on what
they're
you
like,
read.
one guy has like a rope, and eventually he's on the 6th floor, and he's got the rope, and he's like
very muscular.
And he wants to fucking throw the rope up every level and climb up it.
Yeah.
He tries, and this lady takes a shit on his face.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
he got his face shit on.
She actually shits on his face.
That's awesome.
Which is, I mean, hilarious, but so fucked up. And they get this bright idea that, hey, why don't we take this...
Yeah, because it's going slow enough.
Right. Why don't we take this one piece of food... And why don't we just fight everyone off?
Yeah, because they wanted to get down to the very bottom to see what was in store. And then once this thing gets to the very bottom, it's like a slingshot.
Right.
It goes back up
every
to the
night.
top.
It launches super fast back up to
so
the
they
top.
can put more food on it.
Yeah.
So it's wild. And anyway,
yeah,
they allegedly find the baby when they get to the bottom.
Fuck. It's not even a baby.
Allegedly.
It's like a 6-year-old.
Yeah, kind of. But that's what you're made to believe. Some people are afterwards are saying, "Man, I got the burps." Saying it's an illusion or something when they get to the bottom, and then they just kind of have this final scene that
they like all died.
Yeah, they cut the scene off, and then it shows them all slingshotting back up to the top, and
just
then it goes
kid.
dark.
No,
just the kid.
Because after his cellmate's dead.
That's right.
After his cellmate's dead, he like haunts him.
Yeah.
He's got these haunting fucking memories, or maybe an actual ghost. We don't know. But they find the kid. His partner dies, the one with the rope. He ends up dying. He gets cut with a katana and bleeds out.
Yeah.
And then he's at the bottom, and his ghost is
That's
basically
right.
like, the kid doesn't need you. The kid's going to ride it back up. And, I mean, you're a monster. You've eaten people, so maybe just stay here, essentially, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you're right. And so he just stays at the very bottom level where there's fucking nothing. It's just blackness. And then the kid launches back up, and credits.
Yep.
Roll credits.
Great
Really
movie.
Fantastic.
And I think the fact that we read it and heard it in its native language,
it's much better when you can hear really the inflections on how they
crappy
speak.
English thing that they try to put over it. You can select it, and it was actually the first thing that Netflix selected for you.
Right.
And it's like, why would you do that?
Yeah, that's not real. Well, there is some people who don't want to read subtitles.
Trump supporters. Yeah.
Mostly Trump supporters.
I don't know subtitles. That's how they sound. They sound like they can't breathe, and they're all about to have their.
It's a squatch.
Their one Cowboys loss over from a heart attack. So, yeah.
Go watch this movie. It's on Netflix.
Yep.
You've got Netflix. What
great.
fucking else do you have to do, honestly?
And it's riveting. We were sitting there, and a lot of times on the movies, when we're all to get together, if it's not riveting, then somebody's on their phone. Or
he'll
I'm
just
asleep.
straight up fucking pass out.
Yeah,
but this movie was so good, he didn't fall asleep.
I did not fall asleep, which is amazing.
That's crazy.
And then everybody else was like fucking staring at it, man. I mean, we were all in there just like, holy shit.
I mean, it definitely had something to do that we had edibles, but that's not the point. Damn it.
Edibles.
It
What
was
are
a
those?
fantastic fucking movie.
No, I'm telling you, everybody was on the edge of their seat.
It sucked you into that movie.
Yeah.
You wanted to know everything that was going to happen next. And it leaves cliffhangers, too.
Yeah.
It leaves some unanswered questions, which irritates the fuck out of me. But whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Do
doubt
you
there's going
think
to be
they're going to make a second? Yeah,
I doubt there's going to be a second one.
But you could do it again. You know, it's one of those things where you could do it and make a little bit more money.
You could make a prequel to this.
Oh, yeah.
You could make a prequel, the first person ever in there, you know? Mm-hmm. You can make so much shit. That's what they did with Cube. Cube was so good. even though the acting's not that good.
Yeah, and that's kind of why we stopped watching.
Just
it
the idea of the cube. That's the whole premise. That's the reason you're watching it.
Yeah.
It's the devices, the checking the rooms, the wanting to know where to go next, all that shit, to maybe be able to escape. And then they've got Cube 2, and then they've got Cube 3 Hypercube, and those are great too. Those are awesome as well.
But it's just it's a pretty unique movie.
Definitely,
and there's
unique.
not very many scenes. There's not very much else to look at, but they can really draw you in by the fact of those subtitles.
I did have a gripe about this movie.
For what?
And it's kind of stupid.
Bitch.
It's kind of stupid, but there are some parts in the movie where, it's the beginning of a month, and he starts eating the food on like whatever the floor. He's got all the, whatever floor he's on, he's got all the food he wants.
Yeah.
He's like, finally, now I can eat. Every day he gets up and he eats whatever. Reading Don Quixote, and then they fast forward.
Yeah.
And then they have this little fast forward montage thing of him doing the same thing over and over and over,
Yeah.
sitting down again, taking a bite, and it just shows you that it's day after day after day until it's like the last day. And he's like, hey, it's the last day. Make sure you eat a lot, because you might end up on 200.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't like that because they did it like 8 fucking times in that movie.
Oh yeah.
But that's it. That's the only complaint
I
I
will
have.
say, and what we didn't say earlier is that once that table starts going down and it gets to the bottom floor, you're like incinerated or something. Like if you keep food with you, you can't do that. That's a no-no.
Right, you can't keep food with you.
Oh, and that lady had a dog. And so what happened on the one time is that one of the ladies he was with had the dog. The dog grabbed one of the pieces of food.
Yeah.
The thing went down, and they started getting hot and burning up. And he goes and grabs a fucking, whatever it was, like an apple or something, gives it away from the dog and throws it downstairs. And they're good. Yeah.
I think they were getting cold, actually.
Huh?
I think they were like freezing.
Oh, yeah. No, I thought it was like both. So it was like it could kill, I don't know.
It could be hot or cold.
Yeah.
Right, I don't know. But it forces you to put the food down.
But it never got to the point where you knew what happened to them if they kept the food.
Right.
There's gore and bodies and
Sure.
it was great. It's a great watch no matter what.
Go watch it.
Tiger King.
Oh my god, man, this movie. This whole
series?
Yeah, this
It's like a, what is
It's
it? What
a
do they call it?
fucking
Multi-part series.
limited series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
this happened
living in Oklahoma.
living here in Oklahoma.
And seeing this happening in this state.
I didn't even
It's not in our county.
know that this was going on.
I knew about him. I didn't know they were
Right.
this crazy, and
I
I
knew
didn't know he was that fucking funny.
I've heard of him before, but I never knew all of the shit that he was going through.
So if you haven't watched Tiger King, he is a zookeeper with a mullet, with a lot of piercings, some of them hanging in places you wouldn't bet. He is gay, but that's not even the biggest crazy thing. Is that
he's gay?
No, kidding. He has 2 husbands who, at the end, you figure out weren't gay, and he seduced them with methamphetamine,
Which worked,
and drugs and tigers, and he had a one big feud with Carol Baskins, who is another owner of an exotic zoo, but she didn't call it a zoo. She calls it a sanctuary in Florida.
Right.
I think
even
it was
though
Tampa.
she did the same fucking thing, just in a less humane way.
Yeah.
Than fucking Tiger.
And maybe her efforts were more, in her mind, noble than his, because he just wanted to make money. No one cared.
Well,
and be famous.
He said that cub petting was injuring them. Was like, or she said cub petting was injuring them.
Which you didn't see that at her sanctuary. They were kept in.
Well, you couldn't touch the animals at hers. At all.
Allegedly.
Couldn't even get near them. They were in cages. But she,
she'd sleep with a tiger if she could.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude.
She probably dreams of those tigers just walking in a room at night and just getting under the covers,
having abs and just like, hey, what's up? Just like, oh shit.
She probably eats Frosted Flakes just to get herself
just
off.
because of Tony the Tiger. She's just like,
100%. Did you? Okay, and the craziest thing about Carol Baskins wasn't the fact that you're made to believe that she killed her husband. 100%.
I was gonna say that she, for some reason, the day before he died, she bought a huge can of sardine oil.
Oh yes.
Now what's up with that?
If you want to get rid of somebody, just put him in sardine oil. Or if you want a cat to eat you, and that was her response to Joe's somebody allegedly, Joe claims, put perfume on his shoes, and that's what the tiger at one point in the series grabbed his leg and dragged him around the cage for a while, and he beat it with his cane, and that was hilarious.
And he was shooting into the ground trying to scare it. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Anyway, the craziest thing about Carol Baskins wasn't the fact that she probably killed her husband. The craziest thing about Carol Baskins was the fact that her interior decoration design and what she decided to wear, like her whole house had cat print all over it. She only wore cat print. Like I said, she probably only eats Frosted Flakes.
She's fucking
Tony the Tiger.
God.
Tony.
I couldn't. The first second I saw her, I was just like,
she named her husband's dick Tony the Tiger.
Is that what she fucking named it? I believe
probably.
I believe it.
And the craziest thing is, actually, that's not even the craziest part. The crazy thing is that someone decided to marry her again, knowingly.
Yeah, no shit.
That she has a husband right now that likes to be chained up like a cat.
That fucking ended up gone.
Yeah,
you'd be a fucking moron.
If Stephanie killed her ex-boyfriend, and everyone knew it, and she even kind of laughed about it sometimes when you brought it up to her, would that make you feel a little uncomfortable?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stephanie, don't kill me.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
So
if I disappear soon,
I don't know. I won't even know. I won't even look for you. We got to stay isolated. That's
true.
That's why this is like 6 feet. We measured.
Just about 6 feet.
Yeah, we are self-isolating right now.
We're far enough away.
We're physically distancing ourselves from one another.
We disinfected this whole area.
Yeah.
You can't see it because it's like Indiana Jones, but there's a pane of glass between us.
Yeah, basically. We did swap spit earlier. So,
man, his husband, one of his husbands, killing himself on accident.
Okay,
That
if there was one thing that was crazy, like the most shocking thing was probably that in this, the fact that they got that on camera.
Yeah.
Of the
guy's reaction,
campaign manager's reaction, and you literally had everything on camera.
And he's like, "Don't point guns at me." He's like, "It's a Ruger. It doesn't fire with the clip without a clip in it." And he fucking puts it to his head and blows his fucking head to pieces. Fuck, man.
And that's what he said, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and
but did he know that he was gonna blow his own fucking brains out?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
He just put it because he thought it would. It wasn't gonna fucking go off, and it's.
So he really wasn't trying to kill himself. He was just really high.
He was just fucking high as fuck.
Yeah.
Psycho.
Wow. I wouldn't even point like a plastic gun to my head. I'm scared. It's just gonna turn into a real one.
No shit.
I'm so scared. So
are you scared of guns?
No, I'm just scared if I'm an idiot that the gun will be like, "Yep, you're a fucking idiot," and then it'll kill me. Like guns know that.
Yeah.
Like don't be an idiot.
You know what? I had a bad experience. I was cleaning my guns once, and one of them went off and shot the wall, and I was just like,
"Wow,"
because I wasn't really doing anything with it.
Yeah.
But it's like I did all these things too, and I was cleaning all these things, like pulling this back, looking at this, sliding that, and then eventually it was just had one in the chain. I fucking shot him, just like, all right, well, not gonna clean my guns with a fucking loaded magazine in there.
There's so many wild things in this,
dumbass.
and I'm just gonna bring up a couple of them as fast as I can. They have footage because they had a camera crew follow around Joe Exotic at least 5 years prior to when we're watching this, and without knowing that this was going to probably end up on Netflix, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they just had it. They were going to have it in their back pocket, I guess. And they follow him around, and they get all of this crazy fucking footage. And some of it is Joe Exotic just being crazy because he knows he's on camera, and he's just trying to be a little bit out there. But
which is cool.
Which is fine. But there was some shit that was crazy. Like, they had a live tornado, and he's just sitting there on his fucking four-wheeler like, oh, shit. He's like, that's a real live tornado, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
And let me elaborate kind of on that, the whole, like, oh, we live in Oklahoma, there's tornadoes, we're not scared of them. It's not that. It's that we can take every precaution and still get fucking killed. So there's no reason to be scared of them, because if you die from it, you're fucking dead, and you don't have to fucking worry about shit anyway.
That's true. That's true.
So you go and stand on your porch, and you're like, oh, yep, that's about 20 miles up there.
That's about 20 miles. That's about 20 feet.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, it sounds like a train.
It's about time to get in the storm shelter.
Now we get in our storm shelter. What the
Oh, my God. That's like a bass. That's the spring on this. We're ready?
Whoa. Dude, that sounds like some grudge shit.
In a land. Wait.
All I want to do it, but it sounds spooky.
From the center of the earth. He came. He saw. He conquered. Okay, I'm done. I was trying to make it like a little trailer for a movie. The whole thing's wild. And
Please go watch it though.
who is the Don? Is it Don? Is it the who was the guy that he looked up to that had tigers and he had the ponytail? Don.
Doctor?
Doc. No, Doc.
I don't fucking
Don.
know. Doctor Polygamy.
Yeah, and this guy basically, you thought he was a fun guy. Oh, he operates this great
Yeah,
park.
but pretty much he just has
and he basically breeds little girls to stay with him, and give him sexual favors so that he can move them up to the big house. Come on to the big house.
Yeah, he gets these young 16-year-old girls to
14,
come and work for him, and 13, yeah,
maybe 10.
9 probably. He gets them to come work for him, and then he makes them stay in these shitty fucking places.
You look so
like
good
cockroaches,
over
and he's just
18.
like, hey, if you want to move up to the big house with me, you know what you got to do. And then it's like, okay,
Can't wait till you're 18. Well,
I'm not
really
gonna
can't.
wait till you're 18. Essentially,
So he's crazy.
yeah,
and then
he's a fucking pedophile.
They got another guy that's basically an El Chapo drug supplier, a guy who'd been in prison who fucking chopped somebody up, and he's probably the most sane person in this whole
No
whole film.
shit.
And he
That's
so
true.
they're interviewing this fucking guy, and he's another cat owner somewhere.
Right, but he has a private collection.
Yeah, he has a private collection.
These aren't on display. He doesn't need to raise money for it and shit like that.
But they get an interview with him, and they sit down with the fucking guy, and lo and behold, he's the most sane one, and he's talking about some type of murder that he was put away for years. He was also arrested in one of the biggest drug arrests in Florida history or wherever he lives.
yeah, exactly.
And they're sitting down talking to him about his role in some murder where they killed somebody, or they claim that his body was dumped on his property, so he was like, oh, well, I'm going to grab his body, I'm going to chop him up, and then they burned it. And he acted like, well, I didn't really do it, but I was there. But he was like, but it really still counts, whatever. And he had he talked about it like, whatever, dude, just another day.
You know what? He's probably seen so much shit, dude. That's nothing to him.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I got in trouble for this? Yeah. He's like,
Oh,
out of everything I thought I was going to get in trouble for, I didn't even remember that night. That's just an average night for me.
Yeah.
That was like the 50,000th person that I killed. It's so good. It's so good.
That was great. I loved that part, that he was so open about it.
Oh, man, he was so open and killer. And then I think another wild one is that one of the girls who worked at Joe Exotic's wildlife park, Wynniewood Exotic.
Oh, God.
A lot of people thought she was a guy. First of all, when you're reading comments online, they're like, he got his arm ripped off by a tiger. That was a girl.
That was a female, yeah.
And it's no problem. But
female, whatever she wants to be called. Whatever.
And she gets her arm not ripped off, but pretty clean. Joe Exotic goes and grabs a EMS jacket, puts it on, and acts like he is the medical services director for the situation. Goes into a crowded gift shop and yells at everybody in the gift shop, tells them someone got their arm ripped off, and then he give them coupons to come back in,
refunds or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he walks in the other room, lights up a cigarette, and says, "This is financially wrong."
And I'm sure we've all seen that picture online anyway.
Yeah.
So
I will never financially recover from
yes,
this.
that's it. There's so many pictures going around. Anyway, that's wild. Everything about this whole show is wild. He ran for president, then he ran for governor. He got of Oklahoma, and he got 19% of the vote.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, man.
Yeah.
Which there was no real... I mean, he was not going to become...
No, but it was
anything.
just F everybody. I'm just going to run for governor, and I want people to, kind of... And he got a little publicity. Oh, he's also a recording artist.
Oh, my
in his,
God.
Governor or president, I think it was his governor's
I saw
campaign.
Tiger.
He put out sometime good.
Yeah.
And when he was running for governor, he handed out condoms with his face on them.
Oh, my God. You remember the fucking... he talking about that guy's funeral? He's like, his big balls. What the fuck, man? His mother was there, and this guy's talking about His fucking testicles.
Yeah, after the guy blows his brains out, they have the funeral, and he's talking about him rubbing his balls on his face, and that's when he's going to miss most.
That's what you're going to miss most, Joe Exotic?
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, he's Joe Exotic. You wouldn't expect anything less. He had the drip. The drip was there. All the clothes he wore were insane and hilarious. Yeah. And
when you see him, he gets dressed in the morning, no underwear. Goes down his hall to go pick a jacket out to wear. And they're just like jackets that are like $200 or $300.
They're like the little, they're the cowboy flare jackets with the flare.
You know they're expensive though. They're
I'm sure they're like real leather. Yeah. Or real hide. I like that hide. He opens a they have a restaurant at the zoo.
The fucking pizza.
And they have expired meat. And they're just trucks. Copying after what he gives to his cats, basically. Pretty much. They literally go and have dead cattle delivered to them to feed to the not cattle that they had slaughtered, cattle that died from probably some fucking disease, and were feeding them to the tigers. And then he got roadkill. Had the highway patrol call him every time. And that's what he would feed the tigers.
That's pretty cool, though.
He fed everybody at the restaurant meat from Walmart that was no longer good.
Well, it just probably wasn't up to health codes. It was probably still good, but probably not up to health codes now. I can't imagine. Gosh, there's a lot. There's a lot to cover.
So much in this.
I mean, I'd like to really talk about, what's her name, Carol
Baskin.
But,
oh my God.
I mean, there's not much more interesting shit I can talk about.
There's so much stuff that you can't remember any of it.
Yeah, it's a fucking roller coaster, dude.
And it's definitely worth the quarantine watch.
Absolutely.
100%.
I mean, what else are you going to fucking do, seriously?
You're not.
You're not going to do shit.
Give me more, Daddy.
I'll fucking hit you in your face.
Your hat is done, man. I busted.
Dead
Wow.
air. I was trying to think of. He was talking about how he'd keep them there, his husbands or. Buying them trucks and guns and anything that they wanted.
And he just blew crap up all the time too. He just had so much land that he just went and shot things and blew it up with the dynamite.
Yeah,
or whatever it was called.
I don't really have much to say else about it.
No, it's wild. It's crazy. You gotta watch it.
It is. It's wild.
It's a must watch.
Like, what else can I fucking say?
It's a must binge. Well, yeah, thanks for tuning in. There's a couple of big things coming out for me. Anyways, if you got anything that you're about to watch that you're excited about, Ozark Season 3, Westworld Season 3. Anything else you got going right now that's too intense to not mention?
Really. I'm not even really watching anything right now actively. I didn't really want to.
Porn, yeah.
No.
Actively. Shut up. What you guys don't know that we actually traffic. We're involved in a big sex trafficking ring, and
we have
behind these curtains. You might see them ruffle from time to time. That's just me accidentally hitting them. Wink, wink.
Right. There's definitely not.
Nope.
People.
No, not people.
Young men.
Yeah. I don't sex traffic
young bald
women.
Asian men.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. The trucks you see coming up to my house at 3 a.m.
Disregard that.
Don't worry about it. It's a U-Haul. It's got to open the back like that. Get them straight from Wuhan.
Oh, God. I was thinking about opening up a restaurant, Wuhan Express, after all this shit clears up. I'll just financially bankrupt in under a month.
Just open it right next to Panda Express, too.
Yeah.
Come on over to the Wuhan Express.
And it'll just have the coronavirus.
Yeah, that'll be the little, yeah.
Whatever it is.
Oh, my God. So we just finished the Modelito.
Oh, yeah.
The accidental Modelito. It tastes oddly similar to Modelo.
Strangely enough.
It just tastes like a lot less of it.
Someone should report these fuckers. I think they stole the recipe.
Yeah. Someone should tell them that their bottles shrunk. The coronavirus shrinks beer bottles into Modelitos.
That's not the only thing it shrinks.
Do they have like they have like small Bud Lights and stuff like that I've seen.
Yeah.
Like mini ones, but they don't ever have like a
mini
Ito on the end of it.
That's true. Well, it is, it's a Hispanic beer.
Well,
Ito means little. I guess that's it, guys.
I have a Modelito penis. Oh.
Actually, it would be
Modelito and Ito.
Pito. Piquito.
Pequeño. My pena pequeño.
Senor Pito,
that's a really
Piquito.
Senor Piquito, yeah.
Mr. Penis.
We're saying these things because we just got done stuffing our faces with Mexican food.
Oh my god, we made so many fucking enchiladas.
A lot.
Yeah.
So many I could go into a coma and end up.
I
honestly think I would wake up on one of the floors in the platform.
Oh god.
If you, statistically, what are your odds of being on floor? And we didn't say that the last floor. If we're actually going to go back real quick, the last floor was 333. Which multiplied by 2 people on each floor would be 666, which is wild. So think of that as you may.
Yep.
And that's if everyone's alive.
That's if everyone's alive, right?
Yeah.
Because there wasn't. Once
the
they
question-
got to like 2 something, like 280 or something, there was just not people anymore.
No, they were all dead because
there wasn't
either
anyone.
Starved.
There just wasn't anyone. They just didn't fill it up. It wasn't full.
Oh, did they not?
That means that
I
there
thought they were all
could be
dead.
that many fucking people in there at one time. They never even reached max capacity.
Or it just keeps going forever and they open up floors as needed.
Yeah, maybe the ending was a fucking false ending.
Yeah, because here's what happens is that you get to floor 333 and it's still lit. But then the platform goes down into the darkness after that.
Right.
And so, the thought is it just springs up from the darkness back all the way up to floor 0,
Right.
which is floor 1, basically.
Essentially.
But it's 333 levels, 666 people allegedly could be. But that was my question was that a lot of times in these 30-day spans when they get reassigned to the floor, some of them wake up on floor 200 or 150,
Right.
and they automatically, they wake up, they look up, they're like, holy fuck, I'm not going to get to eat this month, and they just commit suicide right then
Pretty
and there.
much.
They just jump over the fucking
Yeah,
middle.
because you're like, I'm not going to, I have to starve?
Yeah.
I have to fucking starve? Are you kidding me? It's like, fuck.
So, there's a lot to think about in that movie. And if you're going to classify it as one thing, would you classify it as horror or would you classify it as suspense?
I would say, yeah, it's just suspense.
Same.
A suspense
Yeah.
thriller. It's
A suspense thriller. Yeah.
It's not really a horror movie.
And there's gore, but there's not.
Right, it's not fucking Hostel or Saw.
Yeah. Suspense. And I like suspense movies way more than horror movies.
Well,
I mean,
I like
depending
it
on the
all.
goal of the movie, you
right,
know.
yeah, of course.
But if the goal of the movie is trying to scare the shit out of you, then you need to do a suspense movie.
Let's give a recommendation for a new movie for everyone to watch. A favorite of yours. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Your turn.
I'm going to say Grave Encounters. Go watch Grave Encounters. It's a horror movie, but it's one of those found footages. It's just really well done. Great. Good actors. Very well done shooting. The place is super creepy. The premise is even creepier.
Yep.
Great ending.
Outbreak, since we're on the tune of it, it's got it on Netflix now.
Yeah.
Dustin
that's a
Hoffman.
great one. Dustin
and,
Hoffman. Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. Cuban Gooding Jr.'s in it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just for the times, if you're really feeling it one night, do that. And then, Contagion. I loved that movie when it first came
good.
out. It was about a virus as well.
Right.
There's a lot of good virus movies out there.
There is. They've got them. Of course they have
And
them.
there's a fine line between a good virus movie and then a good zombie movie. Because
yeah.
there's a virus movie where it does have that panic like we're in right now with the coronavirus,
Right.
that it's truly a virus and they're racing for the cure. I mean, there's also the zombie movies like World War Z or something where they're also racing for the cure, but it's because there's people going insane, like physically insane.
Right.
Like they're physically not themselves anymore. So there's a fine line.
Yeah, people would change. I'd change.
And I like when they do it well together. You know what I will say? There's an old series that went off the air, V. The letter
Oh,
V.
yeah, right, I got you.
It was kind of cheesy.
Like the aliens.
Yeah, the aliens, but it was a nice encapsulating show, and while it lasted 1 or 2 or 3 seasons. I remember I bought it on DVD or something, probably like from Family Video years ago. And then the second that I got caught all the way up and they left it on a cliffhanger, they canceled it. So, yeah.
Of course.
Oh, but VU, that was, I mean, it was fine. I mean, like I said, it's just one of those shows to watch just to watch.
Right, that's like Jericho.
I've not seen it.
Yeah, it's got like one season. You watch it and you're just like, oh, it's going to be good, and then they canceled it. There's a lot of shit that they canceled they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Like that show, The Mist, that was on Netflix. I thought that first season was actually not bad at all.
What's the Mark Wahlberg, or is it Matt Damon or Mark Wahlberg? It's another movie like The Mist or The
Happening?
something like that. Yeah, maybe.
It is Mark Wahlberg, and they're running from fucking nothing.
Like The Fog or whatever it is.
No, it's nothing. There's no fog or anything. It's just like the plants made a defensive mechanism to kill humans.
Oh.
And they started releasing it into the air, and if you got it, you were just walked out into the street and waited for a car to hit you, and if that didn't happen, you find something and cut your wrist.
There you go. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, and the crazy thing is isn't Walking Dead still going for all the fans that
unfortunately.
And I stopped watching really after Negan got introduced. I got really uninterested after that. All the characters kind of fell for me after Negan. I mean, the first season with the Negan in it, maybe it was 5 or something. But that's another end of the world one that's good.
Watching Glenn die was cool.
Yeah.
And then it kind of got boring.
Yeah, it did. Anyway, I mean, these are just ideas. If you're stuck in your home, you're unemployed because the coronavirus took its little virus prongs and pronged you in the butthole with it.
Go buy a Nintendo Switch and play Animal Crossing.
Yeah, do that.
It's fun.
Go, what else? I mean, do they have anything else that's binge-worthy right now?
Altered Carbon, they've got 2 seasons of that.
Did you finish the second one?
No, I haven't finished it.
All right, I got to get through the first. I'm on episode 1.
Oh, shit. You got a long way to go.
I have
Watch
gotten through the trailer.
They've got a new season of Castlevania on Netflix.
Netflix. Gotcha.
That's pretty good. Go watch The Witcher again. It was fucking great. God, The Witcher was so good.
I got to finish that. Oh. Yep.
I guess that's it, guys.
Thank you. There's another one. The American...
Huh?
Oh, fuck. That's a good idea. I'm going to go watch that. It's like, it's on, I don't know. Something to do with, like, the Plot Against America. And it's on Amazon Prime.
Is it Hunters?
Huh?
Hunters.
I don't know what that is.
They're, like, hunting Nazis and shit?
Maybe. Yeah. I think so. It's been, like, a week since I've seen it.
It's got
there's only one episode.
John Malkovich in it?
But they're releasing it episode by episode, not just letting you binge it, those fuckers.
What a bunch of fucking cock. They're going to do that with the fucking Lord of the Rings show, aren't they?
You know they will.
God fucking damn it. I hate that.
You got to look forward to next week.
I mean...
And the problem is, if you just wanted to let it pass... Like, there's shows that you would never get thrown at you in a conversation, right? That you could wait for all of them to come out, and you could binge it, and no one would bother you.
Yeah, exactly.
Lord of the Rings would not be one of those things.
That's for true.
You would be sorely mistaken if you were to do that and be like, oh, it's you're in the 6th week. You would know by like the end of the first episode if it's going to be really popular, if you're going to have to hear about it. Because if you have to hear about it, you just got to watch it every week.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's how it was with Game of Thrones.
Yes, yeah.
It was great. Until it wasn't anymore, and it's
just
like,
it wasn't, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna wait for tomorrow to watch it. You gotta watch it right now.
Those very few people that were just like, yeah, I don't watch Game of Thrones. It's like,
yeah,
all right, you have to tell me you don't watch it. I don't care if you don't fucking watch it. I'm gonna tell you it's
I'm gonna
good.
tell you about it.
I'm gonna tell you it's good. You should probably watch it. But I mean, if you don't enjoy a good storyline and a terrible fucking ending, then what the fuck's wrong?
And if you haven't gotten it ruined for you yet, then you go back and watch Game of Thrones. But if you're around people who you know are gonna be watching it, and you know we're going to be talking about it, and you follow things on social media that you know we're going to spoil it for you, just watch it every week and be that network's little bitch. So,
yeah, pretty much.
You got to.
But thanks for watching, guys.
Yes.
Thanks for watching to the end. Be sure to like and subscribe or whatever.